This is Investment Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Daily live streaming interactive featuring Mrs. Backup. Subscribe, hit the notification, smash the likes. Now, here's Backup Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to Investment Perspectives, everybody. I'm Brad Kimes. You can follow me on Twitter at Backup Bradley above on the screen and everything that we're talking about here. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is a recent post that just came out a few minutes ago from Ripple. We're going to go over that. Then I want to talk about some things about the digital dollar. And then I want to talk about Christopher Giancarlo's paper that he put out on XRP and his opinion that it is not a security but a currency, and discuss a very old post that happened that really kind of reinforces that notion for me. Okay, so first let's start right here, and this is really cool. So let's go ahead and get into this thing. If I can find my current cursor here. Okay, so Banco Rendimento runs on RippleNet Cloud as a financial industry adjusts to digital asset or digital first world. Cloud technology solutions are playing an increasingly critical role, enabling instant connectivity between financial service providers, their customers on a global scale. Banks and financial institutions are relying more heavily on cloud technology to meet rapidly evolving customer demands by adjusting quickly in an unpredictable and changing environment. Now remember, there was the Ripple drop that came out yesterday, and the one that was, I believe, the week or so before that from Brad Garlinghouse, where he reinforced the idea that the pandemic has actually accelerated their business and the model for XRP. So just keep that in mind, where others have been deliberately shut down. You know, Ripple, even though they've had to self-isolate at home and not be at the office, the business model itself has actually seen a surge. So Ripple is excited to announce Banco Rendimento is the first bank to leverage Ripple's technology entirely in the cloud. They join dozens of other financial institutions, including Azimo, MoneyGram, Puntul, and Via Americas, who are already tapping the power of the RippleNet cloud. Now, another thing I want to talk about here is cloud-based technologies by non-bank, non-financial institutions. Remember, Ripple itself is a blockchain infrastructure company. RippleNet is the network that they've built. So I covered a couple weeks ago and even months before that, if you remember, I talked about how lawmakers were urging Congress in general to designate cloud-based technologies that were non-bank financial institutions as systemically important financial market utilities, because they could be such a disruption, positive and negative, on the financial system. So keep this in mind. RippleNet is a cloud-based system, just like Google Cloud, just like Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. So keep these things in mind when you hear about these strides that are happening with banks adopting and joining the network. In the last 6 months, more than 80% of the new RippleNet customers have opted for cloud deployment, and 30% of all RippleNet payments are now being sent and or received through RippleNet Cloud. Being hosted on RippleNet's cloud allowed us to connect with financial institutions around the world that would have otherwise been more challenging to connect from Malaysia. Let's see, the co-founder of MoneyWatch had said, using one API set for all of our RippleNet connections allowed us to cut our costs and speed up the integration process, which otherwise would have taken days or weeks longer. By leveraging Ripple's cloud solution, customers increase efficiency and are maximizing their competitive advantage with faster speed of innovation and time to market. While lowering total cost of ownership, launching RippleNet Cloud enables businesses to send and receive payments with one integration amongst all customers on RippleNet, meaning less friction and more standardization at scale. This is nothing but good news. It's nothing but good news. As top volume producing bank in Brazil, Banco expects to increase payment volumes by Q1 2021 using RippleNet Cloud since joining RippleNet in 2019. Banco provides customers with more visibility, transparency, standardization on their balances while reducing its reliance on manual back-office processes such as reconciliation checks. We migrated to Ripple Cloud to give our customers the chance to connect with global partners easily, faster, and with more transparency. We're seeing cloud services as a way to allow them to easily navigate while they can submit and trade payments in the same environment with clients from all over the world. And Ripple is helping us with that, says the FX superintendent from Banco. The increase in customer demand for instant, simple apps like Uber and accelerating technology's advancements of today's banking services. Global banks and financial institutions risk falling behind as more nimble technology players adapt to new digital environments because RippleNet Cloud offers the ability to scale more quickly and introduce new applications. Ripple's cloud solution provides banks and financial institutions with a platform to meet these demands. Now, this is nice. This is that call to action for anybody who needs to get in. The world is shifting to a new normal, and those banks and financial institutions that provide agile digital methods are better positioned for industry leadership today and tomorrow. And that really is the truth. And, you know, Brad Garlinghouse echoed that in the video he had before this Ripple drop yesterday, which was really great too. And there was some great stuff in that. And we're going to go over that also, but I'm going to wait because I have a show coming up with Mickey B. Fresh, and that's going to be fantastic. All right, so I wanted to touch on this because there is a notion here that the next round of stimulus could potentially be switching to digital currency for stimulus checks, and it would save billions of dollars. Now, digital currency, you know, I'm not going to read this to you. I think we all understand the stimulus and what it may or may not be, right? But if you do not follow Chris Brummer on Twitter, you would be wise to do so. Dr. Chris Brummer is a brilliant man, and he has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to economic international law and fintech. He has several books out. We actually interviewed him for the Kryptonaires documentary, and I cannot wait for you guys to see that when it is finished. We are looking for, by the way, a late summer release, I would imagine, on that when it gets done. It is in final production right now. So this is a great article that he did that really touches down on thinking big on Fed accounts, digital dollars, and financial inclusion. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article to you. It is on my page on Twitter, and you should read it. He brings up all of the things that we've discussed, which makes me feel very confident about the fact that we're having the right conversations about crypto and the digital dollar and what would happen with how do you score alternative credit scoring tools? How do you handle digital IDs, which we saw the Pay ID solution just recently released in conjunction with the coalition and Ripple there. And then he goes over some great stuff in here that we should really consider. But what it really did is it brought me to a place where I was like, you know, we need to segue back to Chris Giancarlo on his paper on the digital dollar. Because, you know, he made the decision, you know, Giancarlo had said, you know, it's not a look, and we know that his opinion is not changing the law. He is a lawyer. He's a former CFTC chairman, but his opinion is a professional, respected opinion amongst his peers. I could tell you that. And it is not for naught. And he also is with Wilkie Barr, which is a legal counsel to Ripple as well. So you look at what he said about the digital dollar, not only not being a security, but he sees it as a currency. Well, I got remembering something, and I was able to find it, and I'm shocked I was able to find it. But it ended. I thought it was last year, but I think it was actually 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But either a year or two ago, David had answered somebody on Quora, which what do the letters XRP stand for? Or why does Ripple Labs call it XRP? And this was a fantastic reminder, and it's been because of that paper from Chris Giancarlo that brought me back to this. David's comment here is 3-letter currency codes are formed by appending a single character to the 2-letter country code of the issuing country. Since the United States country code is US, US dollars have the currency code USD. Some non-countries still have country codes. The EU has the country code EU. So the currency code for euros is EUR. Of course, XRP is not issued by any country. For assets not issued by any country, the first letter must be X. Let me read that. Is this on? XRP is not issued by any country. For assets not issued by any country, the first letter must be an X. No country code starting with X will be issued. So, for example, since the chemical symbol for gold is AU, gold's currency code is XAU. And because they, from day one, have always seen XRP as a currency not backed by a country or issued by a country, they call it XRP. Christopher Giancarlo also sees XRP as a currency, even though it's not issued by a country. This is getting really, really interesting. When I, in closing here, bring up the document, all the money here, and shout out to the person who did this off of my whiteboard and made it look a million times better. I appreciate you so much. The layout of this, if you just look at XRP in the middle of all this and don't see it as a commodity, it's certainly not a security. See it as a currency, a bridge currency between all currencies and commodities and things of value, assets of value that have been tokenized. Because that's the way David Schwartz sees it, and it's the way that the legal counsel Christopher Giancarlo sees it too. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hit the like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.